Alright, if you got past the fight against the launcher, you'll be greeted with your settings being reset. Do all your controls, and if you plan to play Arena, back up your config afterwards in App Data, Roaming, Battlestate Games, Escape from Tarkov, Settings. Otherwise, your settings will be reset upon opening Arena because Arena still shares the same settings with the main game. Slight oversight from BSG, but oversights are nothing new, so use this workaround. When it comes to gameplay, I'm not sure if I'm coping or BSG actually listened, but the start of your lean seems to be faster, so you can jiggle for information. Leaning fully will slow you down. I cannot compare the two because we can't play the previous patch, obviously. But if I'm not schizo, and this change actually happened, then it's a great change. Fights will be far more dynamic if there are options to obtain information. And now we can jiggle a little bit for info, but not far enough to be overpowered in fights. Back when we can fast lean full peak, jiggling was way too overpowered because we could fight effectively at any angle while exposing very little. Now we're very limited on what we can fight without overexposing, but it's enough to get information, which will allow our opponent to push our angle because they won't have to pie as much before our body is exposed. The only issue is this nauseating screen shake when you ADS and und-ADS, but that's subjective. Vaulting is really strong, it does not consume stamina. However, you have to make sure you control how much stambar you use if you know you have to vault soon. Because if your stambar is red, it does not allow a vault to initiate. You can bind vaulting to any key, but it must be continuous. Sprinting into walls to gain momentum so you can fast peek has been nerfed. Your gun comes up whenever you reach full speed while running at a wall. However, you can still do a 360 to build momentum, then swing. So this nerf only affects positions where you have no space to do a 360, which is usually a massively disadvantageous position. Example being stuck in a room. This indirectly makes this good change a bad change. Because if you're in an advantageous position or even a 50-50 position, you can still achieve the same results by doing a 360, but an already losing position is now weaker. There's also a little bug where you could run at certain objects that are sticking out of a wall, which is niche, but it may save you one day.
So
I can build it here because there's a lip here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find spots.
Left hand shouldering is so crucial, you should be using it all the time. It's strong enough that I'm constantly keeping my gun on the side that's away from the wall. So if the wall is on my right, I'll have my gun shouldered on the left, and if the wall is on my left, my gun will be on the right. If you're not used to doing this yet, at least make sure to use the correct shoulder position when entering corner fed rooms. Left corner fed, right hand, and right corner fed, left hand. Objectively, there's no downside to using this mechanic. Subjectively, it's kind of hard to get used to the animations. It's very hard for me to point fire because I'm used to using right hand animations to line up where my bullet goes. The new blind fire is useless because we still can't move while we blind fire, so we can't micro adjust our position. On to ammo changes. A bunch of medium pen ammo has been removed to Trader 4, and high pen ammo has been removed. What used to be lower tier rounds like 545 PS and 855 has been moved to Trader level 3. Which makes little sense because some lesser used but far better rounds like SP5 has not moved up. I already have some ideas on what to run when I hit Trader level 2, so stay tuned for that. Many are crying about rounds like 856A1 and M80 being moved to late game. The meta is changing and most class 4 and higher armor that were popular last wipe have huge gaps in them. Maybe later on in the wipe, when you have a no recoil M4, you'll realize that shooting War Mage is more effective than 856A1. Only time will tell. As always, thanks for watching. I'll be streaming the entirety of early wipe, linked down below.